Animal Crossing didn't just blow up in 2020, it took over the planet. But was it actually a masterpiece or just perfect timing? Grab a seat and let's take a deep dive into Animal Crossing New Horizons. One of the first things that comes to mind when I think about Animal Crossing New Horizons is the initial hype that came around the game. New Horizons didn't just quietly grow, it exploded almost nearly overnight. It quickly became the game that everybody was talking about. But why was this? I think it has something to do with the fact that it came out during a time when the world was so isolated and everyone felt so scared. It allowed everyone to feel connected again and to enjoy the cozy game and atmosphere together. I still remember my first time playing it like it was yesterday. I remember turning on the game and seeing the initial islands and characters talking, and I just thought that it looked so cozy and calming and just added a sense of peace to the whole atmosphere. There was just something about it that made it feel so magical and perfect for its time. The initial hype and feeling that we all got might have made it exciting, but there's more to a game than the excitement, so let's talk about what made it feel so perfect. One of the first things that comes to my mind when thinking about what made Animal Crossing New Horizons so perfect was the vibes. The game was just so cozy and aesthetic, and I still enjoy to this day fishing and catching bugs and watering my flowers. And when it's raining, I really enjoy decorating the inside of my house. Customization was another huge feature in Animal Crossing New Horizons that made the game feel so perfect. Custom paths were one of the features that I think were so amazing that they added. It was so great to be able to make your own paths, to create your own designs for fun gardens, city, or shop builds. And so many people enjoyed sharing them with each other through the online services. Custom paths are something that I've really began to enjoy more the longer I play the game, and I've often used them in my cafe builds. I have an enchanted garden build that I'm currently still working on, and I used a custom stone pathing for it, and I really enjoy how beautiful and put together it makes the build look as a whole. With New Horizons being the first Animal Crossing game where you had full access to terraforming, being able to move and change your rivers and cliffs, I really enjoyed having sections of small cliffs all put together. I think all of the different elevation and different environment can make some really awesome and amazing builds. I've absolutely loved creating different types of waterfall builds and decorating areas around them, like picnic areas, pond areas, and I even have a bakery themed around a waterfall. I think custom clothes were just a fun, unique aspect of the game that they added that certain people in the Animal Crossing community really enjoyed. I personally did not spend much time with custom clothing or creating my own because I would just buy the stuff in the shops, but I see how a lot of people really enjoyed it and it made the game feel even more put together. Being able to customize some parts of your furniture was cool, but I definitely hope for future games that they had more customization and that you can use your custom designs on the entire piece of furniture and not just a specific portion of it. I think the social side of Animal Crossing New Horizons was also something that made the game feel so perfect for its time. It was so enjoyable being able to visit your friends' islands and trade fruit with them and other clothing items that you bought that you think they might enjoy. And I still remember the first time I visited my friend's island and how amazing I thought it was, and it was so cool to see that everything that he had made in the game and to see how our opinions on how to play the game and how our islands looked was so different. But don't even get me started on how long it takes to watch your friend fly your island. It's the most absurd thing about the game. New Horizons also felt so replayable and slow and cozy in the beginning, and I still enjoy getting on almost every day, doing my daily tasks, and just checking out my island and who's there and seeing how all my villagers are doing. That's kind of a side of what made the game feel so perfect at the time, but let's take a look at some of the cracks in the perfection and why this game isn't really perfect. Some of the missing parts that it really had were the lack of some of the features not being available at launch. That's kind of frustrating, but it wasn't really the biggest deal breaker. It kind of left something to look forward to when playing through the game. A lot of people were unfortunately of the opinion that once you kind of finished decorating your island, the game became kind of boring. Now, one fix for this that many people found is a lot of people restarted their islands or decided to change their island's theme or follow a specific type of style for their island. They gave them something else to do and a way to really spice up the game. But don't even get me started on the online issues. I don't know if it's just me and my friends, but I always had the most terrible time getting it to connect to online services. It would throw so many random errors, and it's it took forever for me to figure out how to find on my friend's island. It would just be so frustrating. Unfortunately, once we didn't get any more updates, the game kind of started to just dwindle away and lose a lot of that fun. But I was really excited this year when we got the hotel update for the Switch and the Switch 2 edition. I thought those were a really cool addition to the game. And I enjoyed the extra furniture and extra people visiting your island that the hotel provided. So, was Animal Crossing New Horizons actually that good? I think it was amazing for the time, but not because it was perfect. I think it was amazing because it just fit. The timing was right. I think if you took away the timing and the initial hype around the game, I think it would have still been amazing, but you can definitely start to see more flaws. It was ultimately a beautiful, iconic, and cozy game, but it wasn't the flawless masterpiece that many people remember it to be. So was it perfect? No, it was just the right game at the right time, and that's perfectly fine. There's no such thing as the perfect game, but I definitely will enjoy to continue playing and loving this game for everything that it's worth. If you enjoyed hearing my opinion on what made Animal Crossing New Horizons feel so perfect, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.